Hello, children. How are you all? Stay healthy, be wealthy. Health is wealth. What do we understand by these dears? Eat good, be fit. At present, we are learning about the food and its importance and how it is processed and what farmers struggle behind the crop. And also, we learned the importance of seeds, about tools, and in last session, we studied about sustainable farming. Okay, and how Malaysia is following his own method of farming using biofertilizers like Panchagavya, Jivamrut, and vermicompost. And within 10 acres, how many varieties of crops he was raising using this all. Not only this, but he is maintaining dairy, poultry, fish rearing, sericulture too. So, Malay's income has increased due to different practices, and also he is giving job opportunities to others too. Is it not in Malaysia clever farmer children? Yes. See, Malaysia is thinking differently. So his income has raised. Now look onto the screen children, the page number 22.5. Like Malaysia, there are many other farmers who are trying to develop their farming. But everything, see, for to grow a crop, to grow raise, what is more main things children for a germination of seed? Fertile soil, water, good quality seed, air, isn't it? And good fertility of the soil. If there is no fertility of the soil, how the crop can grow? See, everywhere we can't get a fertile soil, isn't it? Here is a success story of a woman farmer called Manemma. Here, I said already that woman also does farming. She is Gangavar Manemma. Let's listen to the story of her and how she developed her agriculture. So let me read the text, children. Follow me. Women also cultivate crops like men. Do you know Gangavar Manamma, a successful human agriculturist? Now read what she says about her farming. So she's saying in her own way. So my name is Gangavar Manamma. I belong to Gangavar village in Nailkal Mandal of Sangareddy district. We have 3 acres of land. It is red soil and we left it barren for many years. No crop grew in that land. When it rained, we could grow jowar and millet. But my life changed ever since I joined the Deccan Development Society DDS as a member. So what she's saying, children, Gangavar Manamma, she is to only have a 3 acres of land. But that too barren land they did not use for many days because it is red soil. In the red soil crop, the red soil does not have a more fertile soil, isn't it? So she can't grow the good crop. So she used to live 1 year, and when the rain comes, no, she used to grow only jowar and wheat. Sorry, jowar and millets. But every time she used to get the very less crop. She used to use only the rainwater. Only during the rainy season only she used to grow the crop. Okay, so she was very backward in the agriculture. So, but the God's grace, what happened one day she has joined, her life has changed when she has joined the Deccan Development Society. It is a society of the agriculture people. They will help the agriculture people they will motivate the farmers how to grow and what type of soil is useful for the crops. See, all the crops doesn't need the same type of soil, isn't it, children? They need the different types of soil. So they will explain the farmers and they will help the farmers. So what in the next para, what she says, we will listen to her. We faced a lot of problems in buying seeds, cultivation, and selling our farm products in the market. We could not understand anything about the process. We were always at loss growing some crop or the other. Okay, what she's saying, children, they faced a lot of problems in buying seeds. They don't know what is of a good quality. Just they buy it and they cultivated and they used to sell in the market, but they did not get any good market price. Okay, just they used to grow and they used to sell and they were always lost. There is all they don't know how to what is the process of growing the crops. When we joined the society, we could procure the required seeds for our crop. So what is the meaning of procure? They used to get procure means obtain. They used to get the good quality of seeds from the second development society, and we minimize the expenditure in cultivation, preparing the manure required for our crops and yield a good quantity, not quality and quantity too. Okay, what they did, children? They have taken the seeds from the Deccan Society and they used to use a very less expenditure. Expenditure means very less of cost. They did not buy any fertilizer to get a good yield. So what they did, did own way of preparing their own manures. Okay, what so which will give the good yield to the crop and good quantity also. Last time they used to get only 3-4 bags of the millets and jowars, but they are getting nearly 10 bags, 10 to 15 bags they were getting. So how much expenditure they were getting? And we minimize expenditure in cultivation, preparing the manure required for our crops, and yielding good quantity. Now we are following the conventional methods of cultivation. Now what they are following conventional means all type of same as it is method, but little changes here and there. And with limited of water resources, we grow red gram, jowar, millets, green gram, horse gram, foxtail millet, mustard, sorghum, pigeon pea, cowpea, and groundnuts. So whatever with a very less water, these all can be grown. But the poor manamma and other farmers, they doesn't know how to grow the crops. They used to only grow the jowar and millets. So when they joined in the Deccan Society, Deccan Development Society, they know that how to grow the crops with a very less water. See, they take these like sorghum, mustard, pigeon pea, cowpea, millets, jowar, green gum, horse gram. These all will take very less water. So 1 year they used to grow the rice, jowar, green gram, horse gram, and next year foxtail millets like that. They used to grow the different. So we prepared biofertilizers using cow dung, neem leaves, and neem bark available in our fields. So what they used to do, children, they used to do their own fertilizers too. How they used to prepare? They used to prepare with the cow dung, neem leaves, and neem bark. Bark means the dried wood of the tree. That is called a bark. They used to take that and they used to prepare a bio manure for the fields. Okay, and due to these biofertilizers, we are able to reduce diseases and increase the soil fertility. So because of the biofertilizers they are using, that the disease of the plant were reduced and the soil fertility also increased. Okay, and we are able to produce food grains required for our family. In addition to preserving the seeds for the next crop, we were also following the traditional methods in selection of seeds. We select the strong and well grown plants and preserve their seeds. We preserve the seeds by adding ash and neem leaves so that they can be protected from insects. Okay, see children, what they were doing, they are not only using these biofertilizers and they were also reduce the diseases of the plant and they also increase the fertility of the soil. They were thinking that red soil of nothing. They are the barren lands. We can't grow anything in that. Very less crop we used to grow. But now you see how much they have developed, and they started growing the food grains also. How much they require? Only that much, only for their family, not to sell. That much they used to grow, and also they used to preserve the seeds which grows very strong. No, those plants they used to select, and those seeds they used to preserve for the next crop. And how they used to preserve? They used to preserve because they can use for it for the next crop, and which grows very strong. And how they used to preserve, we preserve the seeds by adding ash and neem leaves. Ash means, when you burn the wood, after the burning you'll get now that ash and neem leaves, they were mixed into the seeds, and they used to put it aside, so that insects or whatever it will be there, it will not harm the seeds, it will be not spoiled, so that they can be protected from insects. We follow mixed crop cultivation so that we can produce more and earn more. We exchange seeds with one another and treat our land as a mother goddesses. We spend most of our time in our farms rather than at home. So when they started this type of farming, no children, they were very happy, and they started even the mixed crop cultivation. Means in 3 acres they used to grow nearly 4 to 5 varieties of crops. Not only one crop in 3 acres, they used to grow the mixed crop, and they also used to exchange with the other farmers their crop. And they used to store this, they used to preserve the seeds, no, store the and preserve the seeds, no, that they used to exchange each other, and they used to grow, and they were living very happily in that village. Okay, and most of the time they spend near the fields only, because they treat the land as their mother goddesses, and they spend much of the time spending in the fields, working in the fields, growing the crops. So is it not a Manamma a successful farmer? Yes, she is. Okay, like next, coming to the next page, children, page number 21. Like Manamma, many people are now following the traditional way of farming by preserving their own seeds. The Deccan Development Society supports fur farmers and practicing sustainable cultivation in the surroundings of Zahirabad in Sangareddy district. So, what is like Manama? There many farmers have joined in the Deccan Development Society, and they learned how to preserve the seeds, and how they learned how to do a traditional way of farming. And they supported development society supported the farmers to practice sustainable cultivation too. Sustainable cultivation means like Mallesh, how he did, no, like that only. Mixed crop cultivation also they have done, learned, and they were following also. Now it is Zahirabad has become a very good place for the cultivation of mixed cultivation. Okay, they could revive a variety of traditional crops by following the conventional practices. So conventional practices means, know, this year one crop, next year other crop. Like that conventional methods they used to practicing, and they are getting a very good amount also, and they are earning more also. Now Zahirabad farmers say that biodiversity flourishes with the cultivation of millets. And what they are saying, biodiversity, we can see in the Zahirabad. So it is, they can see the number of millets there. Is it not, children, a very good practice? Yes. And like many others also have to learn and have to improve their agriculture. Now, who helped Manama? Deccan Society. See, how did they help? They said how to process the crop in the barren lands also. Which type of crops will grow using the less water, and some crops need more water. These techniques they did not know. So the society taught them, and they said how to grow the crops and how to make their own fertilizers, and how to improve the fertility of the soil. These all were taught by the Deccan Society, so that every farmer was following them, and they improved their earning way of living also. And next, coming to the 2.6 pesticides. What is this, children? Coming to the 2.6 pesticides. Here we are learning about the pesticides. Know what are the pesticides? Pesticides means is a fertilizer that kills the harmful creatures on the plant, harmful creatures and insects which spoils the crop. No, those will be killed. Those are called the pesticides. Okay. Now, but it is a chemical one. Ramulu's daughter Vasanta is in class 5. She went to the market along with her grandmother to buy fruits. Grandmother bought grapes for Vasanta. Vasanta started eating the grapes as soon as grandmother gave her. Grandma wanted Vasanta not to eat any of fruit without washing. So what happened, children? Here Ramulu's daughter Vasanta, she is also studying class 5 like you children, and she went along with her grandmother to a market, and there her grandmother bought grapes. As soon as she bought, no, Vasanta started to eat. Then grandmother warned her not to eat without washing. Why do you think? Why do the parents say without washing don't eat? Always teachers also will say no, wash your hands before eating, wash the fruit before eating. So why do they say children? Think, imagine, and can you imagine which all suppose some food will be there? We have to wash and eat it. Think of those food items which are used to be washed and eaten, like vegetables, like fruits, like other things, some grains, everything. Why we have to wash? Okay, and mainly, what are the other items which cannot be washed? Okay, now why they use pesticides? Now let us learn why the farmers use the pesticides. Farmers spray pesticides to protect crops from insects and to get a good yield. Why do they spray, children? To get a good yield. Yield means a large amount of quantity of crop. Due to the overuse of pesticides, the insects are becoming resistant. So what is happening? See, you can see in the picture, the farmer is spraying the pesticides. So what is happening? Farmer is using to kill. But what happened to the insects? They are becoming more resistant. The poison that it is not coming. They are not killed by those, but moreover they are becoming resistant. This also leads to food poisoning. What is happening, children? So when they are not dying, the farmer is spraying more and more pesticides. When it is more, when he is spraying more and more pesticides, what is happening? The seeds, the plants are becoming poison. Okay, eating food items which are exposed to excess pesticides may cause cancer and other diseases. And children, if the farmer spray to kill the insect, suppose first he sprayed, the insect did not die. What he will do? He will spray again. Suppose it did not die, he sprays again. What is happening? More spraying of pesticides make the food poison, isn't it? That poisoned food we are bringing, okay, we'll get a good deal, no problem. But when we bring to the home, if we don't wash properly, if we eat, some of the poison is going, though we wash also, some of the poison is going into our stomach. So what it is happening? It is leading to the many types of diseases and sometimes even cancer also. See, nowadays people at a very young age they are getting BP, sugar, blood cancers, okay, stomach cancer, so many different types of cancers because some of the food items. Okay, instead of using chemical pesticides, it would be better to use biopesticides, which are made up of different organic materials like green chili, garlic, and neem oil, tobacco, white eggs, panchagavya, etc. So, what the people are saying, children nowadays, please, we should not. If you want to get a good yield, don't spray the chemical fertilizers. Use the biofertilizers. Biofertilizers are very, 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 very good for the crop. Okay, so how you can make like Panchagavya, Jivamrut, vermicompost, there are many ways. So if at all not it is there, you can spray like green chili, green chili, mirapakailu, you can make garlic, vellulli, that also neem oil, tobacco, these all you can mix together and mix it in the water. There will be a process you can make how to make biofertilizers. They can make, and panchagavya they can use, many biofertilizers are there. Okay, they can be sprayed to the crop, so it will be harmless. So some of the insects also will not die. which are very useful. In the first lesson we have learned, no, some of the creatures are very very important for the farmers. They are friends of farmers, like ant, spider, okay, snakes. These all will be not killed by these pesticides. Okay, they are bio, they are natural. Bio means natural. Okay, now let's move to the page number 22. Use of chemical pesticides may increase the crop production for some time, but it kills useful insects along with the harmful ones. Soil fertility decreases gradually with the usage of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. It also increases soil and atmospheric pollution. So, what it is happening, children, if you use chemical products, chemical pesticides, what will happen? Okay, you'll get a crop, good crop, but it increases the good crop. But what is happening? It kills the useful creatures and also other insects, also harmful insects. So at the simultaneousness we are losing the useful creatures also, no, so this should be not done. So it is better to use a biofertilizers. Okay, if you use the regular chemical fertilizers, children, what will happen? The soil decreases its fertility. When the soil decreases its fertility, can the crops grow? Okay, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it may grow. But after that, when the soil fertility is not there, you keep any good crop, you spray any fertilizers, it will be of no use because you'll not get a good amount of yield. Okay, and gradually, if you continue the same chemical fertilizers and pesticides, what is going to happen? You know, children, the soil pollution. Soil pollution means you can't grow anything in that soil. The soil will become useless. Okay, and not only this, if you use a continuous chemical fertilizers, it leads to the atmospheric pollution also. That harmful chemicals will mix up into the air, that air we breathe. Okay, and even think about the animals. Herbivores depends on plants only, no. If those plant, if the animals eat those chemical sprayed plants, what will happen? It is, I said, no, it will be poisonous sometime. If they too die. Nowadays, why the animal population is reducing? Because of the chemical fertilizers. Okay, children. So if you want to save our biodiversity, we have to use, if you want to get a good crop, you have to go use only the biofertilizers, not the chemical fertilizers. Okay, children. I hope you understood better. You would read the lesson twice, thrice, and you can listen to my audio. If you have any doubts, okay, you can talk to me anytime if you are free, and underline the hard words. Try to find out the fill in the blanks from 2.1 to 2.6. Okay, children, take care.